Yan Ravanaka and good morning, Fiji, and welcome to another episode of The Brunch on My TV. I'm Jacquee Speight. Over the past few days, attention has focused on the death of Jone Vakarisi while in military custody at the Queen Elizabeth Barracks in Nambour. In its initial statement, the Republic of Fiji military forces said Mr. Vakarisi had voluntarily presented himself to assist with security investigations and later experienced what was described as a sudden and severe medical emergency. That account was subsequently questioned after a medical cause of death certificate circulated publicly. The document listed the cause of death as asphyxia, associated with severe head and chest blunt force trauma. Following public concern, the Fiji Human Rights and Anti-Discrimination Commission called for a prompt and independent investigation, emphasizing standards relating to the treatment of individuals in custody. The Fiji Police Force has since confirmed that the case is being investigated as a murder. The military has also issued a correction to its earlier statement, acknowledging that its initial description did not reflect the post-mortem findings. Mr. Vakarisi's family has disputed the military's account, alleging that he was taken from his home in a nighttime operation involving military personnel. Yesterday, the Brunch secured an exclusive interview with Jone Vakarisi's ex-wife, Kuini Osborne, and his daughter, Isabella, to discuss their perspective and their calls for accountability. Viewer discretion is advised. The following interview contains descriptions of events that some viewers may find distressing.
He was taken from Mid Road Housing on Thursday night around 8 o'clock. Around 8:30, my daughter called my mom, her grandmother, to inform us that the military came to take her father. And so we didn't know anything until the next morning.
Right.
When we started seeing the posts on social media and everything. That's when we went into the camp.
So you went up to the camp, and did they let you in? What did they say up at the camp?
They didn't allow us in. We went, and my mom said, we're here to see Jone Vakarisi. He was brought in last night. So the guard said, oh, I just started my shift now. I'll just make some calls for us to just wait outside. So we were parked outside waiting. Then he came back to us and said that he'd made a few calls down to he said, I just made a few calls down, and we have to wait for the big bosses because they're all at Mbau for the funeral.
Right.
So we were just waiting there for around 2 hours, 2.5 hours.
And the whole time this is happening, you're receiving calls?
Yeah, and the posts, we started seeing all the
posts
posts
online?
Yeah, and so my mom went and was like, we want to see him now. Like, we're seeing posts of people are posting, and they said, we're still calling. Like, you just have to wait.
And when did you finally get that confirmation? Was it there at the camp, or did they send you elsewhere?
No, while we were at the camp, we got information that there's already been a police report that his body is at the morgue. So we called one of his cousins, and we sent him just to go and check if he was really there. So he went, and then he called us back and said that his body was there.
And this is at CWM?
CWM.
And by then, what time was this?
I'm sure that's roughly around 12, almost 1 p.m.
So you headed down to CWM?
Yes. So we all headed down to CWM, but we weren't allowed to. We brought the kids from home because they were all asking, like, we're seeing this on social media, like, Ma, is it true about daddy? So we brought them, we took them to the morgue, and then they didn't allow us to view the body.
Right, so that's all on Friday by now?
All on Friday.
This is all happening on Friday. We go back now to Bella. Bella, you were present when your father was taken in?
Yes.
And what was going through your mind at that time when he was taken in on Thursday?
I was really sad about it. Well, I didn't see him get taken. My brother saw him get taken into the car, and when my brother came to tell me, I was sad about it. Yeah, I was angry. I was having a lot of emotions because I stayed up all night waiting for him to come home, but he didn't.
For the family, is this the first time for you to see him go, be taken by police? And the previous times that he's been taken, has he gone voluntarily?
Yeah, he's always gone voluntarily. He's never had a problem if police came to take him, or he was always assisting them and helping them. So when they took him, we just thought like it was just normal. They just came to take him, and then he was gonna come back.
So this time around, when the soldiers took him, did they come dressed in their uniform?
Yes, they did.
Did they tell him? Were you aware if they told him why they were there to take him?
I'm not really sure about it.
So they just took him and said, "We have some questions that we want to ask you."
Yeah.
And that was it.
But she was there and saw them when they came the first time.
So you were you were there, and then you were brought home to your mom and grandmother.
No. After giving my grandma a call about my dad being taken, she asked if we wanted to, because that was Thursday. So since me and my sibling, my brother and I are on our 2 weeks holiday break, we were gonna spend our holiday with my dad. So when I gave my grandma a call, she asked if we wanted to come home, and I said no. We were just gonna go back to my dad's place and wait for him to come back, because we knew that he was gonna come back.
You knew he always comes back. How are you feeling now? Like, how are you both coping? How is the family coping? Knowing that he's gone before and he's come back, but this time he's not coming back.
Everyone's just shocked. My kids, my boys are shocked because they haven't seen his body, so I don't think they've accepted that their father has passed. They still, my son came in the other day and just said like, "Oh, Daddy's not dead, it's just a prank, it's a joke." So I don't think they've accepted it because they haven't seen his body.
There was others that were taken up with him as well. There was, I think, 3 others, right? So there was 4 in total who were also taken up with him. Did you hear anything about that as well? Were you able to speak with them afterwards?
I was able to speak to their wives, but all we know is they were released on Saturday. So Jone, he was a very loving father, a dedicated brother to his brothers at Mid-Road Housing. He had a big heart and always helped everyone who needed help. We grew up in the same neighborhood. We started dating in high school, and we married and had 4 beautiful children. We divorced now, but that didn't change anything between me and him.
Did you know him to be a drug dealer?
No.
Was he a drug dealer?
No.
Was he into the firearm trade?
No.
Do you know if he has a connection to Kaiviti 679?
No.
Any of this sound familiar to you?
No.
Are you able to share with us what kind of work that he did? And I ask this because just to explain the amount of money that he made and the lifestyle that he lived. And we're seeing it all over, in public, people sharing their stories where he would help people, he would give money to them, and that's a lot of money. Hosted people to parties, gatherings that he, planned and prepared and bought and paid for things. Are you able to share with us what kind of work did he do? Is there any way to explain having that kind of money?
He's a businessman, he's an entrepreneur. His father was one, and his mom, before they passed, the mother had a farm in Lovoni. She's from Lovoni, Levuka. So she has a Yangona farm there, and the father used to run a few clubs in Suva, but he also had a barbecue stall, and he just took over from there.
So barbecue stall.
Yes. But with the lavish lifestyle and all that, I don't know why they call it lavish, because that's just how we've been living our whole lives. Like even me,
Yeah.
Before I met him, my parents gave me a really good life. So that's just how we've been living. And for hosting of parties and all of that. His father always did that for the people of mid-road housing. So his father always organized like picnics for Christmas and paid for food and Christmas parties. So he just continued what the father always did. And when we had Bella, he came to live with me and my family. He was living with us, and my parents were supporting us this whole time, like this whole time. And so people are saying like, oh, his kids are in private school. It's because of my parents. It has always been my parents just looking after us and raising us and him living with us. Until the divorce, that's when he went to live with his uncle who has passed also.
Where was his uncle's place?
At Waimanu Road.
At Waimanu Road.
He was renting there.
Okay.
Because they didn't, because he was brought up in mid-road housing,
Right.
so they didn't have a house. He stayed in our house.
Okay. So, when did you have you been able to see his body? I have to ask, where have you been able to see his body?
Yes, I went to see his body at Kuini Osborne for the post-mortem.
And the post-mortem was held on
Saturday.
on Saturday.
Saturday morning.
What was that feeling like for you?
To see him there, it's just made everything real. And just made everything real that he's really gone.
I'm sorry about that. Especially when you've just been hearing and then it's not until you actually see him. And was anyone with you when you went for the post-mortem?
Yeah, my daughter and his cousin.
What did the doctor explain to you the results from the post-mortem? And as he explained it to you, are you able to share with us what was going through your mind at that time?
When he explained, I was angry. I was sad also. That's how he spent his last breath, or how he took his last breath, his last minute. I went to view his body on Saturday for the post-mortem at Kuini Osborne. I didn't see his whole body. I just had to identify his face, and it was bruised and swelled up. And so after the post-mortem, the doctor called me in to explain to me his cause of death, and it was choking. He choked on on blood and fluid that came up, and like he explained that it was something like strangulation. He said if you Google the meaning of that, is something like strangulation because of all the trauma that happened on his head and just his chest down. There was just severe trauma that he broke his ribs and he just had internal bleeding, and so he choked when the blood and fluids came up because there's something called gag reflex, and so because of all the trauma that happened to him, it was weak, so he couldn't vomit it or spit it out, so it just came up and went back in and he choked on it. So I asked him, so severe trauma meaning like beating and stuff, and he said yeah, like something really like really severe, but like for long, like happened, like for a period of time.
Continuous, yes.
Yeah.
Did he mention the time of death?
He did not mention the time of death. But I went to the Nambour police station when they said that there was a report there done, and I had seen the report number, and the report it did say around 5:30. That was when they brought his body from the RFMF military camp.
At 5:30 in the morning?
Yeah, Friday morning.
5:30 Friday morning.
And no one called us, so to call us and inform us. Everyone knows where he lives. Everyone knows where I live, where his children live, but no one informed us.
What was going through your mind when the doctor was explaining to you in detail about everything that Jone had suffered?
I was so sad. I was angry because to do that to someone, like to that extent, you know. And saying like he just couldn't breathe, like his lungs, everything was just collapsing.
In his final moments. And are there funeral arrangements in process at the moment?
Not at the moment, because the police has told us they will keep the body, and because now it's a murder investigation. So when they release it, then they will let us know.
Were you aware that he was involved in firearms?
No, I wasn't aware of that.
There's been a lot of talk about it, as well as the military release. But you being, his family, his closest family, were you aware of this?
No, not at all.
What was the last conversation with Jone like?
So he came to take my children because they're on the break, so they're going to spend 2 weeks break with him at Wayman where he stays. So he was talking to me and my mom, and he was telling us that on Sunday there was a raid there by the military. So he was telling me and my mom, oh, so we had a raid at Waimanu, and they were coming, they all came in ski masks and guns, and he was like, they came to ask him about the breach in the military camp, the armory.
Right.
So they were questioning him, and then he told them, I don't deal with this or know anything about this. So they were telling him, see, because if you're trying to start a coup or trying to start something with all the neighborhoods, and he said, I don't deal with any other neighborhoods, I just deal with my own neighborhood at Midwood Housing. Just tell them not to do it. They were telling him. So he said, I don't do that.
So what was he doing? Do you know what he was doing at the Kiwi camp in March? Because story had come out that he would, he was up at the camp in March. Are you aware of that?
Yes. He went to look for my daughter.
He went to look for your daughter.
So he was just doing what any father would do. She was missing from home, and we had information she was in the military camp in the barracks. So he went to the gate, and he asked them, and he told them, oh, my daughter is here. And so they allowed him inside, and they escorted him to that house at the barrack. But it was empty, no one was there.
And that was all he went for?
And that was all, and then they escorted him out. But he didn't go alone. Because when he came home to tell me and my mom, he said like, oh, the officer took me to the house.
Right. And that was it?
And that was it.
No other conversation about it?
No.
Until they turned up for the raid?
They turned up, and they took him.
Yes.
Because it went on social media, and so they took him and asked him, and he had already told them the reason he was there. He went to look for Bella.
And then the raid happened on the Sunday,
and then it happened on
before
the Sunday,
his birthday.
And so they brought it up again because of the armory attempt.
Okay, so that was your last conversation with him?
Yes, he was telling us about that and just laughing about it and saying they were coming in their guns and everything.
And that was it. Bella, what was your last conversation like with your father?
To smack my books.
To smack your books. He wanted you to study.
Yeah, he always wanted what was best for me and my siblings. Yeah. Spent the last moments with him. We went down to Natovi together. Yeah, and he was just telling me to make him proud and all that.
Today we're making a quick, tasty favorite, prawn fried rice. Your ingredients: cooked rice, prawns, egg, mixed vegetables and soy sauce. First, heat your pan with a little oil and cook the prawns until they turn pink and tender. Next, add your mixed vegetables and stir fry for a minute to keep them crisp and fresh. Now, add your cooked rice, breaking up any clumps, and mix everything together evenly. Crack in an egg and stir quickly, allowing it to cook through and coat the rice. Finally, add soy sauce to taste and stir well until everything is nicely combined and heated through. And there you have it, Simple, fast and delicious. A quick meal that's filling and flavorful.
They were taken on Thursday, but on Wednesday night, there were other boys taken, her uncles and them, like his cousins and some other boys. They were taken into the camp and they were beaten up.
And
This is on the Wednesday night.
Yes, they were beaten up and they were told to take off their clothes.
This was Tuesday night.
When you went to Emanu?
Yeah.
Or Tuesday night?
So Tuesday night,
Yes.
there was another group taken up
Yeah.
before Jone
Yes,
and
and
his
their
group
group.
was taken in.
But they came back.
They came back, but they were all hurt and bruised. But they have, to my knowledge, they've already given their statement. But they were told to take off their clothes and duck walk on the gravel. And they were taken to Wailoku or Dolisuf, I'm not sure, and to walk back to Midroad Housing.
And that's how they came home.
Yeah, that's
how
what
they
my
came.
dad told me. That they said that they were beaten like that, told to take off their clothes and crawl, and if they weren't gonna listen, they were gonna get kicked.
They were hurt. They were badly hurt.
They hurt.
Like, one of his cousins, one of her uncles were like, you know how you are thrown on the ground and you just like dragged
Yeah, his back
and everything. They were hurt.
And
So
then they were
he-
told to walk from the army camp into the bushes and out. So then
Were they told why they were taken in this first group?
no,
No.
they were
And-
just taken and they just got beaten up
Where were they picked up from?
from Midroad Housing.
Do you know how many?
Not sure how many.
4. I think 4.
About 4 of them.
Yeah.
So they were picked up on Tuesday. Was it morning or evening?
This
or
was in the what
Evening.
time did in the evening?
evening. And then
They came back like Wednesday.
Like they came back, yeah.
They
like
came
they
back.
had to find their own way back.
But when they came back, he told them to go and report it because that wasn't allowed to happen. So, but they didn't want to. They said they were scared or something.
And they were picked up by military officers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you know how many military officers or no? So that all happened on Tuesday. He celebrates his birthday on Monday. On Tuesday, this first group is picked up. And then you're saying that they had to find their way back after how they were treated on the Wednesday. And then on Thursday, he's picked up.
So he's picked up Thursday around after 8. Around after 12 a.m. they raided Waimanu again.
Yeah.
My kids were there. And they were...
So the first time you saw them, when they came out, they didn't do anything.
They didn't do anything. They came in 2 cars. It was 4 of them that got off the car.
Right.
So they just walked down and then they surrounded the place. And then out of the blue, like other soldiers just came out of the blue.
She said they were all coming out from the plantations and stuff with their ski mask, and so I think they were just like they came to survey the place and see where they were standing or something. But she was like, all of a sudden they just all came out from the plantation and all in camouflage and masks and then they left after 5 minutes or so. That's when the 4 trucks
Not really
came.
5 minutes. It's just like as soon as they left and then the 4 trucks came.
Then 4 trucks turned up with another set of soldiers.
Yes. And took them.
Arrested my dad and them and put them at the back of the boot.
Did your father say anything to you at that time? Did anyone say anything to you?
No.
No one.
Everyone was just waiting for them to come back.
Because he's been picked up before
And he's being brought back.
and he comes home.
And my other uncles were taken the Tuesday night and they came back. So it made me think that he was going to come back.
And when did you alert your grandmother and your mom?
Around, as soon as they left.
As soon as they left.
As soon as they left, I called to tell her that that happened.
Right. And then, so the next morning, you think he's going to be
Yeah,
back?
so we thought like they were going to be back, and so his cousin was. My mom called the cousin and said, "Oh, just go and see the kids." Then Waimanu, I'm taking their breakfast. So she said, "Oh my God, I'm here, and I saw the injury on the 2 that were taken."
On the Tuesday?
Yeah,
Right.
And she's like, "Man, it's so bad." And they were saying they came again last night in the morning, and they were looking for things but didn't find anything, and they were like just raiding the place, and the kids were there. And then they came and then they left again. So I was like, well, okay. But I said, okay, let's just wait like 48 hours and then we go to the camp. Then after we started seeing the people started messaging us.
Yeah.
Like telling us, I had friends who were messaging me who said, like her dad heard it from someone who went in the car that morning at 5 a.m. So that's when I was like really worried. So I told my mom for us to go to the camp and see.
What was going through your mind when you were heading up to the camp?
I just didn't believe it. We just knew, like, no, like, he just must be there. He must be injured. Like, let's just go and get him, you know? If he's injured or what, let's just, like, for me, I thought he was just injured. But I didn't know his body was already in the morgue.
So when you say that you were just expecting him to be injured, is this normal? Is this normal where...
Not for him.
Okay.
Because he never gets beaten up at the station.
Right.
But for others, yes, like others that go in with him, like they've been beaten up badly. So I thought, like, okay, so now maybe they will beat him up in the camp. Like, but for him at the station, they don't beat him up.
This is the very first time that for you as a family, for you to obviously...
For him to be beaten up.
Yeah.
And then,
to know that he's been beaten up. And then to hear everything that the doctor has told you. Kuini, what's your position about, there's a lot of talk on social media right now. There's positives and there's also negatives about Jone. A lot of things have come out. A lot of people, they've even gone to the extent of saying good riddance. I'm sure you've been on social media. I hope you haven't, but if you've been on social media and you've seen this, what do you think about it? What do you think of all the noise on social media right now?
I think it's sad that this is happening, especially in Fiji, because it's supposed to be a Christian country, that people are so heartless. But at the end of the day, they are going to church and going to choir practice and everything. And I hope that when they're in church, they're happy with what they post about him and everything.
What's the feeling right now with all of the family, with your family, his family? How is everyone coping?
Everyone's just angry, and they want, we just want those involved to be taken to court, taken to task for what they did.
Held accountable.
Held accountable for what they did to him. Because just like I said, irrespective of what people say about you or what anything you do, your past or anything, like you don't have the right to kill anyone.
What justice are you seeking?
Transparency in the events that led to his death. And just accountability for everyone who was involved in it, and just the protection of my children and our family this time, because in this constitution we're supposed to be protected, and if this has happened to him, we don't know what can happen to us and anything like that. Yeah.
Isabel, is there any final words you'd like to share with our viewers? Is there anything else that you'd like to say?
I just think that he didn't deserve to die the way he did. Yeah. And I think,
irrespective of what people say or think about him, he's also a human being. He has rights as well, And just to take that away from him just because allegations, and it's just sad.
Hola guys, and welcome to Extra Supermarket, your one-stop shop for all your essential needs. Let's go check out what's in store. Now, Apo brings your everyday pantry favorites made simple. From juicy pear and peach halves to pineapple chunks and sweet corn, it's convenience without compromising on taste. Now, stock up with Apo and make every meal just that easier. Now, Penfield olives deliver quality you can taste in every drop. With rich extra virgin olive oil, versatile blends and flavor-packed olives and beetroot, it's perfect for cooking or finishing dishes. Now next time you're at Extra, grab yourself some pan-filled olive oils. Elevate your meals. Now Viva is all about exciting and bold flavors. From tangy chutneys to spicy chili sauces and stir-fry favorites, it adds instant taste to any dish. Now make sure you turn up the flavor with Viva. From pantry basics to bold flavors, everything you need to create and enjoy is right here at Extra.
Welcome back. You're watching The Brunch on MyTV, and we just saw the exclusive interview that was done yesterday with the late Jone Vakarisi's daughter, Isabella, and former wife, Kuini. As mentioned earlier, police have confirmed there is an ongoing investigation into the circumstances surrounding his death in military custody. We would also like to remind viewers at this time that despite known and rumored links that Jone Vakarisi had, he has left behind grieving children and a family. And I think it's important that we show some compassion for their sake also. Well, on a lighter note, we now join our very own Lucy Mbanuve, one of the super hardworking women we have in our news team, from covering the state funeral all of last week, then heading straight to Govan Park to cover the Bull FC game. She does it all. Good morning, Lucy.
Bula Jackie.
So Lucy, Bulla FC recorded a big win over the weekend in Ba. Tell us more about that.
Yes, Jackie, on Saturday night, Bula FC beat table toppers, the Auckland FC, who was in first place. So Bula FC is currently in third place, and they beat Auckland FC 2-1 on Saturday night. Much to the delight of the fans who had come to support the team on Saturday.
So the draw also registered a historic win on Saturday night, Lou, and it was a match that kept everyone on the edge of their seats, especially our very own Stanley Simpson, who was in Canberra to watch the game. I don't know. He was supposed to be traveling for work, and the next minute he's at the Drua game. But anyways, Lucy, what's the mood in the Drua camp after that big win in the Australian capital?
Yesterday, they said, the mood was, the spirits were high in the Drua base because, after the win and especially so after a really sterling performance from the Drua boys. There was a bit of a change leading up to that game because they lost some of their key players to injuries, and so there's a bit of a shift. So, while the players that came on to replace them are equally good, it's the Brumbies, and they're known to be clinical, especially when they're playing in their side. But in the press conference before they left, head coach Dan Jackson had mentioned that they had done it before, and they were hoping the boys knew that they could do it again. And also in that same week, leading up to the victory on Saturday, the announcement of Glenn Jackson leaving as head coach of the Drua. And then that came on the Tuesday, and the announcement came, and then the team was announced, and then later on in the week, around Thursday or Friday, their assistant head coach, Tim Sampson, also, the announcement from London that he was also joining another club there. So it was sort of a, Shane Hussein, the GM commercial, was saying that it was sort of a mixed emotions kind of week at the Drua base leading up to Saturday. So, that win, that was pretty special, not only for the fans of Fiji, but itself, and especially departing coaches that are to be leading the side at the end of the season.
So true, Lucy. Lou, you also wrote, I must say, an amazing piece on Saturday night. It was sort of a different perspective you gave readers. Could you tell us a bit about that?
It was like throughout throughout the season, throughout the years, Jackie, as a journalist, you don't have the luxury of switching off and not choosing not to write, not to want to write about the team, whether it's Benrua or any other national team, because you need to still write the stories, you need to still write an accurate account and get balanced sides to the story. But that story on Saturday, it was just different because after a long time, then the Drua broke that spell of not being able to win any away game. It had gotten to a point where people just discounted them when they'd leave for an away game because they had hardly won. And technically, this is only their second win on away soil because the other two wins were taken as home games but played overseas. So this is only their second win, and yeah, that's why I wrote that because writing the match report on Saturday that was different. It was a real boost to see how the boys, the players celebrated after the win. The tears, the almost a relief and just pure joy. Like I had mentioned in the article, Stan said, the last 3 minutes, my heart was all over the place. And it was a pure joy to watch that game. So that was what happened too in the writing. I wanted to capture how we as journalists follow and write stories and trying to be neutral. But sometimes it's really hard to stay neutral when it's a national team or a team that we know so well. Yeah, but that's what that article is about. And now the boys preparing to fly out again this Friday. They take on the Chiefs in Christchurch on Sunday evening at 7. So it was good to see some of the old faces back, and it was also very good to see our former French international Verimi Vakatawa and former Crusaders player Manasa Mataele really stand up and create the spark that the team needed on Saturday. And hopefully, Coach Glenn will keep the gist of the team, majority of the same players to take across to New Zealand this week. And then after that, Jackie, after they come back, then they have their second game, their last game in Bar, the last game in the West. They play in Bar on Saturday, the 2nd of May, and this is against the Highlanders. For those who follow, so we have another Fijian who is actually the captain of the Highlanders, it's Timothy Tavatavunawai. And for this particular game, the Highlanders have prepared a very special jersey to come and play in Fiji. It has some massive designs. It's something like what the Crusaders did last year with a special jersey for playing in Fiji. The Highlanders have done the same too, and they're gunning for a win. And the crowd in Bar, the public that will turn out, they're not going to give that to them easily. And I know that the Fijian Draw boys will want to play in Bar and gift Fiji with another victory. That's good.
So true, Lou, and thank you so much for that update. You know what? I think if anyone has deserved a free trip, within the office, it's you. So here's to hoping you get to go with the team on Friday, and Stan can go to Bar for the next game. Fingers crossed. Thanks so much for that update, Lou. Truly appreciate it. Have a great day. We'll take a look now at our shot of the day. And this was taken by young Edward Lovo, a beautiful sunset in Matinta, Nandi. Well, if you have a picture or video you'd like featured on the show, be sure to email us. Send it through to us on the MyTV Facebook page or email brunch@mytvfiji.com. We'd also like to get your views on our poll question that is on the MyTV Facebook page. We're currently asking which cost is impacting your household the most right now. Is it groceries and food, fuel and transportation, electricity and water bills, rent and housing? Be sure to let us know. And by doing this, follow us on Facebook and participate in our poll question that is pinned at the top of the MyTV Facebook page. Well, that's all we have time for today, and I hope you've enjoyed the show. For The Brunch, I'm Jacquee Speight.